I'm making another vlog now, just exposing the transgression, fraud, corruption, tyranny and oppression and theft by deception against all the poor people in the world. And we're being controlled by demonic forces such as Freemasons and other demonic cults basically. And they're funding the NHS, all the hospitals, all the police forces, all the crime agencies worldwide. This is why they're in this state that everywhere you go there's homeless people on the streets in every corner begging, and also drunkards everywhere on the streets basically. Drunkards everywhere and homeless people begging everywhere. This is what is going on in England in this corrupt system we're living under. So if you watch the vlog now about the attempted murder which occurred on me, and I advised the judge that this police officer is fully liable and guilty of perjury, attempting to pervert the course of justice, and perverting the course of justice like a pervert basically, and a molester and a paedophile. And attempting to pervert the course of justice is a criminal offence. Also attempted murder is a criminal offence. But the judges, they just cover this up. Now if you shout any forms of violations out of laws in their fraudulent magistrate's jurisdiction, the court transcribers will also cover this up. And they'll claim it's inaudible, or they cannot hear it basically, or they change the wording. So the court transcribers are in it with the courts basically, and just change the evidence basically. Tampering with evidence, another criminal offence. It's all criminal offences being covered up basically by the government to violate human rights law and cause breach of personal liberty and breach of personal rights, breach of human rights law. Many people aren't even actually aware of the violations and the breaches of human rights law, as they're not taught in any schools or anywhere, or the breaches of any forms of laws which these molesters cause worldwide with their paedophile protection racket and their theft by deception racket and molestation racket. Molestation is also an offence, a common law offence, which they fail to recognise. So they're always attempting to pervert the course of justice criminally. They're always in criminal perjury, criminal theft by deception, and negligence, misrepresentation, fraud, corruption, all common law offences, which they actually need to be charged for immediately, which I've done on many, many occasions, especially attempted robbery and attempted theft by deception. When they come to enforce a commercial contract with me, these tyrants, transgressors, thieves and bullies, and also paedophile protectors of demonic celebrities who worked for the BBC, Jimmy Savile, Lord Janner, Rolf Harris, and the ex-Prime Minister of England, Ted Heath, who was also a paedophile. And the ex-Prime Minister of England, who was also a paedophile, also Barry Bonnell, who was just recently apprehended, the children's football coach, who was a football coach, I believe in London somewhere, and belonged to the same lodge as Jimmy Savile, Lord Janner, Rolf Harris, working for the Freemasons, and was given police protection for very many years until his time ran out basically. As after my investigation revealed that he was a known paedophile in the area, as he'd been abusing many football children in the football clubs for very many years. So people were aware of his activities, but it kept on getting covered up by the judges, by the media, and by the policemen and the hospital workers, etc. Because these few victims, what will happen first is they'll claim that they've got a mental illness. This is how what they claim basically if you make these kind of claims against any of these Freemasons. They claim this person is mentally ill. So just be aware of this. They'll even try to have you examined. I've even taken the mental health workers out with the help of the Almighty Creator. They bowed down to me, the scumbags. And I said, you're not mentally ill. Be aware of this. So they'll try all these demonic tricks in the book to try to claim you some form of mental illness. But as I've advised you, do not attempt to do this. I've taken out the mental health workers, and they actually confirmed there's nothing wrong with me. They said there's nothing wrong with you, and you're actually a very good person, what you do. Because I informed them of full fraud and corruption and theft by deception, also paedophile protection racket being operated worldwide. And there was 3 of them interviewing me. 2 of them were actually ladies, so they came on my side basically. There was a gentleman, he was a bit, I believe he could have been a Freemason. He wasn't willing to come on my side, but the 2 ladies, as soon as I mentioned the problems which are going on and the evidence I have, they actually listened and they trusted me and they believed me and they listened to me. So just be careful, everybody. Yeah? End of vlog.